Michael.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Oh, it is freezing
I know,
out
it
here.
feels so much colder than it probably is because of the wind.
Yeah, the weather, I just checked the forecast. Well, the weather right now, it says it's 35, but feels like 27. We got a breeze out here, so there's wind chill. So I checked the weather, the forecast. Peter Sinks is actually only like 7 degrees as a low. But so up by it in the mountains, it's actually where we're gonna go tonight to test out the unit, is going to be 4 below 0.
Oh my goodness. Rest in peace.
Previously on Mod Squad.
Michael, I want to go to Peter Sinks. I want to go camping with the new UEV-19 that we have. It's one of the coldest places in America.
We got the trailer all reducted, and I'm gonna go and check all of those temps right now. Wow.
What's the shower?
114 degrees. I got the tank in, and it's all plumbed, and here's the keys. Oh, there it is.
Is everything tight?
This is the first test.
How many gallons?
60.
60.
We got 60.
Full of water, all pressurized. Let's see if it freezes during the night. Unfortunately, I do have bad news, okay? We had a water line burst.
So we dived into the trailer, tore out behind the shower to find what was going on, and there was a fitting came loose.
Oh, so we didn't actually have a line break. It was just a fitting.
Yeah, fitting just came loose, and then water came out from the pressure. So we put new fittings on it. I just 3D printed a reducer that I designed and stuck inside the duct.
Okay.
And so that's reducing heat coming into the bathroom and behind the shower.
Okay.
So we can get more heat to come out of here.
Because we want it to hit this duct.
Over here, because back behind this area.
That got to 30 degrees. That's the weakest point so far that we know of. I actually want to go to Peter Sinks now. Well, wish me luck.
Good luck.
Right now we're sitting at 15 degrees. We had 2 degrees last night sitting right here. I'm just gonna turn on the water pump and check the water because it's either working or it's not working, and if it's not working, we're in trouble. This is the moment of truth. I'm just gonna turn it on right here. Might be frozen. That's not working. Oop. No water coming out of that line. Dang it. Nothing. Just a drip. I think we need to seriously talk about the larger Truma with Michael, because I think the larger Truma will just make it nice and toasty in here a lot faster. This whole side of the trailer is working. This whole side of the trailer is frozen. We got to figure that out. We're almost there. We're almost there. I feel very, very good about this. This is a win.
We've done a bunch of improvements to...
Yeah, we've done a bunch of improvements, and then also got a couple ideas to help with driving temperatures too.
Yes, so tell me give me the
So I got
update.
a super prototype cover right here we put on here.
Okay.
We'll end up making...
It's insulated too and everything.
So this right here is a cover. It has insulation on the inside and a gasket seal around it. It's just out of plastic right now. We'll end up making a nice one out of aluminum. It looks pretty, and we'll clean up nicely, because this, once you drive on this, I think it's gonna be...
Yeah. And clip
forever.
and everything.
Yeah, and then removable.
And the outside shower,
and then the outside shower, I insulated the door itself.
And made a gasket, right?
And we did a gasket.
Okay, that's what you were saying. Okay, so show me what we got inside. What's going on inside?
All right, besides sealing up some of the weak points from the outside for the trailer, we also have done a couple things in here, specifically 3 main things we did in here.
Okay.
So number 1, we talked about getting more heat.
Okay, the heater.
So we found and sourced a heater that's 20,000 BTUs.
So the Truma, the Combi Plus. So.
Yeah, which is 20,000, where the other one was only 14.
Yes, so that's
so
huge.
Big jump in BTUs, and so we put that all in there, so we have way more heating capability.
Okay, good.
And then the other issue was you did have this line going to the sink. It did freeze.
Which is not right now.
It is not right now. So what we've done on this line running from here all the way to the shower underneath here, went ahead and wrapped all the pipes and insulation.
Okay, perfect.
And then just to help on top of that, in the corner where the pipes sit, we added some more insulation.
On the floor.
On the floor and on the back of the wall.
It's kind of hard to see.
It's hard to see probably. You can feel it, but yeah, you can
yeah, I can see it.
There,
so yeah, so we've added an elbow bracket of insulation on the actual surface and then wrapped the lines in insulation. And you said that's going from here all the way to the shower?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Which the coldest point we got was right after the shower by the positive air pressure.
For sure.
Which positive air pressure is now covered and those lines are insulated.
And the shower did end up freezing, but that was when I was driving in crazy wind chill. It thawed out, nothing was broken, but now we have a bigger heater.
Yeah.
So I can already feel it's pushing out.
Way more.
I can feel the air actually.
Oh yeah, it pushes a lot harder. And then the other part is, I think the thing that sometimes not thinking about it is the drive on the wind chill. And we're like, I'm not in the trail, let's turn the temperature down.
Yes.
Where instead, we're not in the trail, let's crank it up.
Which I've already adjusted it to 77 degrees in here. So we're gonna get the temperature up here and then we're gonna be headed out in the next 30 minutes and we'll be driving for a few hours. So we're gonna definitely be seeing into the teens or single digits with wind chill driving there.
Oh, definitely.
So it won't be as extreme as that -14. Hopefully, as we get closer, maybe it will get into the teens and then it will be technically negative. But during the night, we're gonna for sure get colder than we did
the first
time.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a great test with the insulation, the bigger heater. And the other issue is it was just struggling to get over 70 degrees when we were up there after driving it with the wind, and the bathroom and the shower were struggling. They never got to 70 degrees. So it was a little chilly back there. So now we're going to see if it stays warm throughout.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of...
You said 3 things though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
The heater, the insulation, and more insulation.
And more insulation. Okay, sounds good.
There are 2 different installations.
Well, I thought they added another duct too. They ended up adding another duct.
I think we reducted it.
Okay, so it's ducted.
So we changed the ducting. So we changed the ducting because before we had 1 duct running back and it was splitting. The heater has more ports, so we used some more of the ports to make more direct lines of heat instead of splitting it all off of one, which should cause it to regulate a little better.
Okay, yeah.
Evenly heat the trailer.
Perfect. Okay, well that's good. We're gonna head out and hopefully not freeze to death.
One way in, no way out.
Yeah, and if this one gets too cold, we're done for. We're toast. So we're going out there and hopefully it doesn't freeze.
I think we got it.
I think so too. So let's go. Let's check it out.
Break.
Mountains, here we come. Good morning, everyone. It was a chilly night last night. We officially have got this trailer down to the lowest temps it's ever seen. The forecast was reading around -4, -5. I think we saw about -4 last night, right around 3 or 4 a.m. It got really cold. So when we pulled in last night, it wasn't too cold. It was in the teens. Well, last time I looked at my truck, it said 10 degrees outside right now, and it's about 8, 9 a.m. So it's warming up. But last night, if you remember, last time we came up here, we saw 2 degrees at the absolute lowest. Now, when we were driving in around 14 degrees, and the negative wind chill on the freeway was equivalent to like -14. If you recall, at -14 driving, then the 2 degrees of sitting, this whole side, the whole passenger side of the trailer completely froze up. The kitchen sink, the shower. So last night, driving didn't get quite as cold as we were driving on the freeway. Plus we were in a blizzard, so I wasn't driving as fast. I wasn't doing 75, I was doing like 60. So the wind chill didn't hit me as hard, but still we were in the negatives. We got up here last night, slept here, and it got to -4 degrees last night. It was frigid. Now we know that with the testing at my house, we've seen as low as 9 degrees, and we've been having everything functioning. So the question is, with 4 degrees, did everything freeze up? So let's head inside and let's test everything right now. Let's go see. Whew. Okay, the moment of truth. We have the larger heater. It's pumping a lot more heat in the cabin area. When we first started doing this winter temp, The heater could put 70 degrees into this area, and that's when it was like in the 20s and 30s out by our office. Inside the bathroom, we couldn't get anywhere in the bathroom above freezing.
Ooh, chilly. A little chilly in here. Got down to 32.
The actual inside the bathroom was like 30, I think it was 30, 32 degrees. The shower was below freezing. So everything back there was freezing. We've reducted it. We put bigger heaters. If you remember, this whole area got below freezing. The last time we actually came up here, this area right here got to 17 degrees. Now, here we are sitting in the cabin. We're at a comfortable 73 degrees. Might be a little bit too warm for you. This is something that you can experience by watching. This port down here by the foot of the bed, it is blowing out way more heat. So we ended up ducting 2 ports. So before it was 1 duct coming back, and then we just had it teeing off to here and then teeing off into the bathroom and teeing off behind the shower. We ended up running an extra duct. So now there's 3. So there was 2 ducts coming out of the main furnace, and one was going right under the bed, and then the other one was coming all the way back here, and they were just teeing off. Now we've run 3 separate ducts. 1 duct is going right under the bed. The other separate duct all by itself is coming right and just pushing out air right here. So this area, like I can feel air hitting my feet right now through my socks. Like, so this is blowing out a lot more air. Before, I had to put my hand down and get really close to the vent within a couple inches to feel heat radiating out of there. And I just think those ducts, they were, you know, because there were so many elbows and T's, the air was just not getting forced out of these ducts as much. So the 3rd duct is coming all the way back and dumping right into the bathroom. And then there is 1 T now. Officially, there's only 1 T or Y, and that's going back to behind the shower. We're sitting at a comfortable 70 degrees inside the main cabin area, and this is the thing that's different is over by the bed. Before, you could notice it was 70, maybe even 75 degrees, and as you would come over to here, it would drop 5 to 10 degrees. Like you could feel it cooler. And right here, I actually feel just as warm here as I do over there. So the heat is just distributing a lot better. Let's check out the bathroom really quick. So we have our separate duct in here, and our bathroom, 67 degrees. Fantastic. And down by the toilet, it's even warmer. So that's sitting up on the cabinet. So you come in here in the morning on a cold day, you're not gonna be freezing your butt off on the toilet. In the shower, we got 56 degrees. So still not like crazy warm. And we did leave the door open on purpose because we kind of wanted to let the air radiate during the night. Obviously we shut this door, and this 1 duct is heating this whole area, putting this area almost to 70 degrees now officially, and 56 degrees. This was -4 degrees. That's insane, right? So we've gotten, you know, now obviously in the morning, you come in here, shut the door, and do your stuff at the bathroom sink, but you know, keep the shower a little bit warmer while you're doing it. Okay, the moment of truth. I already know this one works because I brushed my teeth this morning. Woohoo! So now let's check out the shower. Here's the shower moment of truth. Ooh, we got cold water. Let's see if we got hot water. Ooh, it's getting warm. There you go. We got some warm water. Oh yes, nice and warm. Now it's hot, now it's hot. Negative temperatures, and we are not freezing. So what they did in the kitchen was they added that insulation all the way down on the pipes. Are you ready? Dun, dun, dun. Let's try cold first. Got cold water. Let's try hot now. Takes a second to get that hot water. It's because it's it's getting warm now. It's because it's traveling. It's warm. It's not steaming hot yet, but it's about, there you go. That's hot. That's getting hot. There you go. Hot water. There we go. Oh my goodness. This is pretty cool. This is pretty exciting. Now, I've talked a lot about this, and I've talked about truly camping in cold weather, 4 seasons, and how in reality trailers are not the best things in the world for cold weather. But the fact that we've been able to get this down below freezing, because when we started this, the danger zone was 32 degrees. You hit 32 degrees, your water tanks underneath will freeze. Your water lines coming in will freeze. So now that we're to the point where 32 degrees is worry-free. Now, I will tell you, last night when we went to bed, it was close to single digits just before going to bed after midnight, and the heat temp, the temp got up to in the 70s. It was pretty warm, and then I ended up turning it down right before going to bed because it was getting nice and warm in here. Right around 3 a.m. when we were reading close to -4 degrees, the trailer did start to get cold, right? Like the walls are not the thickest walls. Now, the surprising thing is we haven't had any condensation through these walls because there's no studs, which is really nice. It's just a composite, but they're not the thickest walls. So we definitely are having, when you touch the walls, they're cold. So the biggest concerning thing was in the middle of the night around 3 to 4 degrees, it got a little chilly in here. It dropped down, and this was reading, right now it's 74, it was reading around 65. So we dropped from 70 down to 65, and I could feel a little chilly. I was on the bed, Jordan, our camera guy, was right here, but I could feel the cold radiating from the walls. It was -4 degrees outside, right? But if you're gonna full-time in this, you need to get skirting. I feel pretty confident that nothing's gonna freeze at this point. I'm not gonna recommend -4. And our goal was 0, and I feel like we've essentially have achieved our goal. Nothing has frozen. Now, we still have some work to do. We still have the black tank to deal with. We still have the gray tanks to deal with. That's gonna be a lot of work. But the bigger heater, the other thing that we haven't done a lot of, we have added some insulation, but I think we're gonna add more insulation, do some carpeting in this underneath here, which is nice. Premium high-end buses, motor coaches actually do carpeting in the cabinetry, so things don't slide around as much. Plus, I think it will add a little bit of the R value in these areas where the plumbing is. See, this is like the wheel well, and see how they've carpeted this? And that carpeting actually, it does add a lot of our value. Our first objective was to make sure we could get down to single to 0 degrees without things freezing, which we've accomplished. Now we need to take it back into the shop and we need to start optimizing the insulation, right? Adding some carpet in certain areas to increase the R value in here. I know some of the compartment doors are thin. There's just metal, right? And so we want to add some insulation. We actually have a relationship with a company that uses some NASA insulation, super proprietary stuff that they've used on the rovers and the space stations. Unbelievable insulation, pretty expensive, but we're dealing with some really thin areas, and so we want to optimize the R value. So we'll probably be getting some of that and applying it to some of the weak points, some of the areas where we feel like, you know, we could optimize it. And all this is going to do is it's gonna make it so the heat runs less. You know, the heat's running pretty steadily. And so you know, to be frank with you, this is not an Explorer or a Roamer 1. The Explorer and the Roamer 1, you know, the X195, the 145, or the Roamer 1, those units are designed for sub-zero temperatures. And those things heat up, turn off. It's unbelievable. They're also quite a bit more expensive than this trailer. So the fact that we've been able to do what we've done so far is phenomenal. We've got it below 0 degrees and nothing has frozen. That to me, I'm really, really happy about it. As we go through and optimize some of the insulation areas, figure out the gray tank, the black tank, then this trailer, yeah, it's gonna be pushing over 100 after we're done with it, but it's still gonna be quite a bit less than some of the other stuff that we have that's already really, really winter capable. Biggest thing that was just terrible in the past was, even if it was 40 degrees outside, 50 degrees, not even freezing, and you turned on the heater in here, there was no duct into the bathroom. So it was 40 degrees in the bathroom and 70 degrees in here and 40 degrees outside. So that in itself was just crazy and unacceptable. Now we have heat going back in here, and it's nice and warm. It's kind of, the heat is distributed out way better. But once again, the trailer, you know, it's not designed for full-time sub-zero living. This is gonna be like, hey, you know, because people, you know, they get caught in storms where it does get freezing, it starts snowing, it's 20 degrees. You even get down to 0 degrees once or twice here or there in the middle of the night, you're gonna survive. It's not ideal though. I wouldn't, because once again, when it got to -4, the cabin got to 65 and it was chilly in here. So that's not ideal. So we're gonna head back down into the valley. We're gonna get down into the shop and kind of give Michael the report of where everything is. I think he'll be really, really happy about it. And we'll see how we can start optimizing some of the installation points.
Coming up on next episode of Mod Squad.
Something did freeze and we didn't catch it until later on. I kept on turning it on and off. It started filling up and it wouldn't drain. Something froze, it backed up. The gray tank's a major issue. We got to figure something out.
Yeah, which we knew that would be something we'd have to address at some point.
The other issue is, as we've been testing, we have had to run to go to use the toilets, and we need to be able to use the toilet.
Yeah, it may sound silly, but like one of the biggest things and conveniences of a trailer is having a well-working toilet.
Exactly.
So we need to address the black tank at some point. We'll do that after the gray, and we'll have to figure out how to make it
Simultaneously, we got to figure it all out.